My name is Victor Wilde, and I am a fashion designer from New York City, living in Los Angeles. What else do you want to know? I live on the edge of Skid Row. It's a very, very interesting place to live. If you don't mind people asking you for money all the time. But coming from New York, this is what feels, the most home to me as far as Los Angeles goes. Due to its, being so urban. Well, tonight I think we're gonna do a little shoot. Some people are gonna come by. It's good for me to practice, just to dress people, and I like having friends come over and we just play dress up and just have a good time. I consider myself to be more sort of a mechanic than a designer, or I say mechanic because I'm the son of a auto parts man, so it sort of rubbed off on me, and I really like getting my hands dirty, and I really like taking something and reinventing it and giving it a new life. Every piece basically goes through my hands, and something along the way of this process is done to it, whether it's burned or shot or resewn or painted. Every piece sort of has its own story in one way or another. Let's see what we got here. Let's see a good one. This has a funny story. It needs to be repaired, but for instance, this boa belonged to Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, and he gave it to my ex-girlfriend. So this part of this has been on stage in front of thousands of screaming rock fans. That's one thing. This piece was a vintage denim jacket. This was a painting. I found this leather in a pile of trash, essentially. These patches are just simply sent through a regular printer. It's all very sort of handmade. So tonight, it's just pretty much free form, loose. But usually when we're doing a fashion show or a fashion shoot, I have the last say on everything.
You don't know me!
I'm not a totalitarian dictator when it comes to certain things like this. I do like to be open to other people's ideas. Tonight we're just sort of playing around and just sort of like a creative party, instead of just sitting around and drinking. We're experimenting, and just having a good time.
Don't see your models, not at all.
Salsa and chips and whipped cream, vodka.
The style sort of came out of necessity. When I first started, we were basically shoplifting vintage clothes because we had no money. And because we had no money, I would go to these warehouses and climb on giant piles of clothes, select a few jackets, and then we would put patches and paint them and do all different types of things, put pins, burning things and shooting them with guns, kind of harkening back to like the DIY punk rock days, whereas kids would take stuff that they had and put it on their jacket, and that's really the first line of clothes that I did was based on vintage jackets.
Let's go shoot some stuff.
Bang bang. The reason why I use guns, actually, guns are a very big part of my work to distress things. I mean, I have a personal reason. My parents were attacked when I was a child. My mother was killed by a gun. So for me to use a gun as a tool of art instead of a tool of destruction is sort of therapeutic for me, in a sense. I'm sort of taking it back. I like more variety of people. I like my models to be a little bit off-looking, not so perfect, not so clean. I see beauty in everything. I mean, I see beauty in a crack in the sidewalk. I just appreciate beauty, and I don't care really in what form it comes, or shape, or color, or size, or personality. I appreciate beauty, and I want what I do to be for everyone. I say the Bohemian Society is exclusively inclusive.
I would say Victor's fashion is cutting edge. Yeah, I would say it's cutting edge. It's got a style of its own. That's a very rocker-esque type style.
I think Victor's fashion is about himself and how he relates to society. And I think that is probably the most important thing that an artist can do on a very real basis to reflect their art. So I think he's doing a very good job.
Provocative, extraordinary, bohemian for sure. Just artistic and wonderful.
Wherever I go, there I am. There's nothing that ever really changes about me or how I do it differently. Now LA is my home. New York is where I was born, it is my home. But that's what it is. It's all about adaptation, and I love to experiment anyway. So I found most of the time, my experiments are, I feel successful. And usually when something any time exceeds my expectations, then I'm happy. And almost only then.